guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be finally filming my foundation routine, which I have been promising for so long. I just haven't gotten around to it, so I decided today is the day that I just have to film and get this over with because I think I owe you guys this much. So without further ado, let's just get started. So to start off your foundation routine, you always want to start with a fresh, clean face. Now, I have really sensitive skin and I can't use any soap that's out there, so I use the most gentlest soap, and this is probably the only one that hasn't given me a reaction. It is basically the Johnson's baby soap, and I use those exfoliating gloves, and I just basically lather it in and I exfoliate my face just to get rid of the dead skin and just to give my skin a nice healthy glow. But you can use any soap that suits your skin, and I do recommend you doing that instead of trying new products and then all of a sudden you'll get a reaction and things like that. I know I am very sensitive, so I always stick to that, and I use that before foundation, and I also use the same procedure to take off my makeup. Let me know if you guys want to see maybe like a nighttime routine, and I'll do a video for that too. To moisturize my skin, I use argan oil, and I use the pure 100% argan oil. I know Sephora has one, which is the Josie Maran brand, but that retails for about $58 plus taxes Canadian. But the one I buy is from Whole Foods, and I get it for $21 plus taxes, and mine is the Enfleurage Organics Argan Oil, and the bottle looks like this. It's literally the same product. Whole Foods, as you know, is a natural store, and so they carry everything which is natural and good for your skin and organic. Now, argan oil, the reason why I use it is because I have normal to combination skin depending on the time of the year. Winter months, I'll get a little bit more drier on my T-zone, but then in the summertime, my T-zone is literally like an oil slick, but everywhere else I am normal. So I find that argan oil is the best oil for me to stabilize throughout the year, and I don't have to change it, so it just works better for me. Now I'm gonna read you as to what it has. It has like vitamins A and E. It's a lightweight oil. It's very rich in antioxidants, and it just sort of leaves your skin feeling soft and supple and smooth. Next, we're going to move on to primer. You want to make sure that you prime your face before the foundation application so it goes on nice and smooth and your skin looks flawless and dewy and it just stays all day long. So for primer, I have two options for you. One is the Nivea Men's Sensitive Skin Cooling Aftershave Balm. Yes, it is aftershave, and Nikki Tutorials is the one that basically made this famous, I suppose you could say. But the key ingredient in this is glycerin. Glycerin makes your skin tacky, and anything you put on top of it just sort of like adheres to your skin and it doesn't move at all. But for today, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Quick Fix Hydrocharged Complexion Prep Priming Spray. Longest name ever, but it has coconut water, Sepi Tonic M3, I don't know what that is, but it has coconut water and it's a light mist spray, so I'm just gonna spray this on my face. Next, we're gonna be moving on to color correcting. Now, this part is optional. If you don't have dark circles under your eyes like I do, or discoloration, you can totally skip this step, but because I do have those problem areas, I'm gonna be going in with the Sephora Bright Future Corrector. This is the orange corrector that they have, and it has a gel-like texture and it's very lightweight, and I'm just going to be dotting this under my eye and around my mouth area. And I'm going to be blending this out with a small stippling brush. This is from It Cosmetics, but you can also use your fingers, whichever one you prefer. Now moving on to foundation. Now, I own a lot of foundations, and some of them are lightweight, some of them are heavier coverage, but hands down, my favorite foundation of all time is the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. Again, a really long name, but the coverage for this foundation is out of this world. It is almost like a liquidy, runny texture, but the pigmentation is so amazing. You don't need a lot of this product, but this product, once it dries down, will not move. I'm going to be going in with these two shades here. One is Stromboli and the other one is Syracuse. I'm going to be taking one pump of each, mixing them together, and then just applying them with the Beauty Blender on my face. Usually when I'm in the summer and I'm a little bit tanned, my perfect shade is Syracuse. But in the winter time, I am a little bit lighter, so I have to mix the two shades because Stromboli has olive undertones in it and I am a little bit more olive, so that works out perfectly with Syracuse because Stromboli on its own is way too light for me. For concealer, I again have two options for you guys. Usually I like to use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm in the shade Ginger. This is a medium to full coverage concealer. It's buildable and like I said, it's creamy. It's really good for the winter months, but today I'm going to go in with something a little bit more heavy duty, and for that I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealers. I'm in the shade Light Medium Honey. This is a little bit more of a pink tone to counteract any darkness under my eyes, and the other one is Medium. And I like to apply these concealers under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, in the center of my forehead, on my Cupid's bow, and basically the center of my chin. And then I like to go in with a stippling brush such as this. This is the one from IT Cosmetics and I used this earlier for my color corrector. And then I just like to spread the product everywhere we've applied that concealer. After I do that, that's when I like to go in with a beauty blender and just blend it all out so that we don't have any harshness and there isn't any separation between the foundation and the concealer. You do have to work a little bit fast with this concealer because it does dry down fairly quickly, but once it dries down, it does not move. So it's a great concealer for events. If you know that you're going to be in makeup all day long or you're going to be outdoors, this is a great concealer for that because it will not move. It is waterproof and budge proof. Next, we're going to contour. So for contouring, I love using my LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer. This is in the shade Toast, and it is a perfect neutral toned concealer, or well, contour, just so that you have that nice shading underneath the cheekbones and your jawline. This is actually the perfect shade for me, and it's also very affordable. Again, in Canada, this retails for about anywhere between $9 to $14 depending where you're getting it from. I know that in the States this is, I think, like $3 or something like that, which is kind of sad for us Canadians because everything is overpriced in Canada. Today, however, for contouring, I'm going to be using the Tarteist Pro Glow palette, but we're going to be using this shade right here today, and I'm going to be using this with a Real Techniques brush. I'm going to be taking this under my cheekbones and I'm just going in with circular motions to chisel out my cheekbones and just to give my face a more defined, slim appearance. I'm also going to be taking this on my jawline, also on the center of my forehead, well, on the top of my forehead, but in the center, so that I can shrink my forehead down a little bit. Then I'm going to be going in with this EcoTools brush. This is an angled brush, and I'm just going to be taking the same sculpt shade and applying that to the sides of my nose, just to give myself a nose contour. And then I'm going to be blending this out with my finger as well. In order to set my concealer, I'm going to be going in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm taking that on a beauty blender and just dipping that in and then applying that right under where we applied the concealer. I'm also going to be taking this down the bridge of my nose, center of my forehead, and around my mouth area, basically wherever I have laugh lines, and then on my chin, and then just above my lips in the Cupid's bow area. Again, wherever we ended up adding the concealer, we want to make sure that we're setting all of this so it doesn't move. To set the contour, I'm going in with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to be using this middle shade right here on a e.l.f. contour brush. I'm just going to be, again, setting my areas that we contoured, so just underneath my cheekbones, jawline, forehead, sides of my nose, and I'm going to be using that same brush that I used earlier, the EcoTools brush. Now during this time that I'm baking under the eyes, I'm going to leave on the Laura Mercier translucent powder for maybe about 5 minutes to 10 minutes. During this time, I like to go in and finish the rest of my eyes, put on any lashes, mascara, whatever you need to do, and then I come back to the face, and then I wipe off all of this, and then I add blush, highlighter, and lipstick. Now I have this look and another tutorial coming up shortly, so I'm not gonna do the entire makeup look for you guys. The eyes and the lips and the blush will be in a different tutorial that's gonna come up possibly next week, but it is coming up. I don't know yet, but it is coming up. And also because blush, highlight, and lipstick always change based on the makeup that you're creating, based on your eye look. So I don't know, I just don't think it's relevant to the video, but I will tell you what I went in. So for my blush, I ended up using NARS Blush in Sin. This is the shade. It's almost like a mauve, light lavender purpley shade. And then I also went in with MAC Peaches on top just to give it a little bit of warmth. For highlighter, I ended up going in with the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Skin Twinkle palette, and I used this shade right here, which is in Moonlight. It's a nice rosy pearly shade. That's what I used. For my lip, I ended up using the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip palette, and I ended up mixing two colors, which is this middle shade right here, this magenta shade, and this brown, dark brown shade down here, just on the corners of my lips, just to give it a little bit more depth. And for lip liner, I ended up using MAC lip liner in Nightingale to line my lips. And that's it. That's basically what I did to finish off this look. So now I'm going to basically go underneath and dust off the baking wherever we applied the powder. And I'm using this Sephora Professional Airbrush powder brush. It's like a nice soft fluffy brush, and I'm just going to be dusting the baking off with it. Now, just to really pull the entire foundation routine together and make it nice and flawless and smooth, just pulling in that highlighter, concealer, and contouring, I'm going to be going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Powder. I'm in the shade 240 with the same brush that we used, and I'm just going to be lightly dusting this all over my face just to pull the entire look together and just make your face nice and smooth and flawless. And now what you want to do is basically lock this entire look in so that it doesn't move and it's nice and smooth. Just a final finish to the skin, just to bring out that natural skin-like look to your appearance to your face basically. I'm going to be going in with the setting spray. I like to use the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. This is one of my favorites. Also, another one, if you're doing brides or if you know that you're going to be having a super long day, I also like to use the Skindinavia Finishing Makeup Setting Spray, and this is in the bridal one, so this is super heavy duty. And that's it. In a nutshell, that is my foundation routine. Again, you've seen me do this so many times in my other videos. I hope I gave you guys other alternatives and it was informative. Let me know what else you'd like to see. I don't know if you guys want to see a morning routine, a nighttime routine, another makeup look. I will not keep you guys hanging. I will have this makeup look coming up most likely next week. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.